People, welcome to another episode of the KamoKlauZ show. My name is JakKlauZ. You guys know me as JakKlauZ or KamoKlauZ or whatever, and this is my show. Well, we're getting ready for another weekend coming up, another Saturday, and another Saturday and Sunday fun day with me of all things holy, you know. And I'll tell you, this is going to be another one of those kind of days. One thing that... Oh, hello, deer. Yeah, I saw you. Even though I was going slow enough, I did see a deer. Because there are deer in this road, and they're all over the place, and I saw one. Because there's deer all over the place. Well, it's starting to be another Saturday coming up and another Sunday fun day coming up. And again, I don't know what the hell is going on. But I'll tell you right now, it's turning out to be one of those kind of weeks. Well, I keep on accepting friend requests from bullshit ass people. I keep on turning around and telling them the same thing that I keep on telling everybody else. You know, if you want to talk to me, video chat with me. I went back on the Facebook dating app. I met a chick named Jess. She looks like a person who's into, you know, driving a Jeep and getting it dirty and having fun. So maybe, you know, she's the kind of person that would probably like to have fun and like to meet up and whatever. She's from Egan. So Egan's about 70 miles away from where I'm from. So it's going to be another one of those, you know, far trips to go see a girl or to, you know, hang out with her and to be around her. I don't know. We just combated with each other, and I just sent her a message and told her, hey, you know, it was really nice to meet you. I'm glad we, you know, we're compatible with each other, and we're going to go from there. But who knows, man? You know, I keep doing these in the dark podcasts, and I keep trying to make myself feel better and trying to be happy. Well, I met some really cool people today, and they're from St. John's University. One of the guys was trying to go be a priest, and I really thought that was really cool. And he actually took a picture with me, and he liked the fact that I was KamoKlauZ, and he liked how, you know, he can't wait to see what everything looks like when we get ready to do KamoKlauZ for at Christmas time, because I want to start putting the green and red and white braids in and start going from there to add it to my hair and, you know, start getting it all ready for Christmas next year or this year and everything else. Also on the divorce side of things, still nothing yet done. Ex-wife basically is dangling the paperwork above my head like a fucking carrot, and she's not really trying to, you know, help me get everything. She wants to get everything done right. Well, I don't know where this wanting to get everything done right thing for, you know, divorce papers, when I was the one that basically went and got them, gave them to her, told her to fill them out, and then all she has to do is fill them out and then give them back to me, is what she has to do. She has to give them back to me, and then we take them to the courthouse after I fill out my side of the thing, and then the courts give us copies and everything when everything goes through. But I guess I really don't know how divorces go, because I've never been done that way before. Because I've never been married before. Because I never wanted to get married. But, you know, I thought maybe something about Joe was perfect, so I was like, well, I'm glad I got married and learned that fucking experience. You know? And I'm glad it's over with now. But I just hope that somewhere deep down inside, something comes from this. You know, I hope both sides get what they want. I hope Joe gets happy and goes home and has a great and wonderful life. And I hope that I get to change my life, become an ordained minister, get my fucking, do what I can do to basically live my life. Sorry, I swore. I didn't mean to do that. But basically, get my ordained ministership so that I can do weddings and funerals and be happy and learn paganism and be what I want to be, and live my life. That's all I want to do, is basically live my life to the fullest and be happy, because that's what I want to do. I want to continue to spread cheer 365 days a year. I want to be KamoKlauZ. I want to keep doing KamoKlauZ until they bury me in the ground, because that's what I want to do, because I love doing KamoKlauZ. It makes me happy. It makes people happy. So it's, and I don't ask for money when I do it, but I mean, if somebody wants to give me a tip or somebody wants to help me out, that's your choice. But the thing is KamoKlauZ is my life, and I want to be able to have fun with my life. I live in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. Basically, I'm trying to get by every day, living my life and enjoying what I have. The fruits of my labor. The fruits of what I do, what I put in, what I do for time, what I do for work. That's what I'm trying to do. Live my life to the fullest, which is something that I try to do every day. And you know what? If I can't do it, then you know what? I'll move on. I've also wanted to make mead. Yeah. I've wanted to make mead. So I basically want to try to ferment honey to make my own mead, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So basically what I'm going to do is maybe I'm just going to start drinking it every night. Maybe drink myself into a mead coma. I don't know. I just want to be happy. That's all I want to do. Happy, happy, happy. That's it. And on the sad note, we lost Phil Robertson. Phil Robertson was one of the Duck Dynasty family members from the Robertson family, and I just want to say, my condolences to the family, and I do, I'm going to miss Phil Robertson very much. He was one of the greatest. He was one of the greatest people in the world. I looked up to him because he was a very inspirational man. I love the Robertson family. I love everything about Duck Dynasty. One of the things about them was I followed them a lot because I love their show just about as much as I love the Jersey Shore. I've been watching the Jersey Shore now for almost over 18 years or 15 years or whatever. I think it's 15 years. So I've watched the Jersey Shore for 15 years. Sorry. But I've been watching it a lot, and I really and I love both shows. But excuse me, I had to cough. But one of the things that really bothers me is that I'm sick and tired of having to deal with everything, that is so hard right now that I can't take it anymore. I'm sick and tired of being online all the time, having fake profiles come into my life and do nothing but cause me nothing but harm. I mean, I've never wanted to put any of that on a girl. I've never wanted to go, have a girl, message me and then break her heart and make her feel like she doesn't frickin' matter. One of the things about me that I hate so much is the fact that these women out here, they play with these guys' emotions, or these fake profiles play with these guys' emotions and get them to go to their stupid OnlyFans page only to break their heart, only to make them feel like less of a man, only to make them feel like the best thing for him to do, the guy, is to literally load a shotgun, put it in his mouth, and pull the trigger, which is not something I recommend. I mean, that's the coward's way out. That's the coward's way out, and that's the coward's way of doing everything possible. Hi, Sean. I'm great. How you doing? I'm living my life to the fullest. Sarcastically. I'm good. Hi, Sean. I'm good. But the one thing that you have to understand is that every man out there is literally trying to find the next Mrs. Claus. Well, I'm trying to find the next Mrs. Claus because I'm trying to find somebody who's going to be in my life who wants to be a part of what I do. And it's a very big thing. You know, you're always in the limelight. You're next to me. You have to be willing to be a part of my life. Yeah, I'm glad you're good, Sean. I hope you're doing very well. You know, and I'm hoping that the next Mrs. Claus is somebody that wants to be with me longer than 10 years. But is that Joe's fault? No, it's not Joe's fault. It never was Joe's fault. Joe did everything right, according to her. You know? She did everything right, according to her. You know, she was never wrong. I was the one that was always in the wrong. I was the one that made the mistakes. I was the one that said the things on Twitter and said the things on Instagram and Facebook or whatever. You know? Because like anybody ever goes to them and listens to what they say on Facebook and Twitter, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, I'm living my life, Sean. I'm putting one foot in front of the other, but, you know, I'm just basically finishing out my night here at work, trying to get everything together and trying to take off and, you know, have the weekend. I got one more run down to the airport, and I'm coming back, and then I'm going home for the night. But, like I said, you know, according to Joe, I was the one that did everything wrong. I mean, I don't really know. I've never been able to have a conversation with her about what we did because she can never look me in the eye. She can never look me in the eye, and she can never talk to me because every time she and I have a conversation, it's always a one-sided affair because she cannot look at me in the face and she cannot say what's on her mind. She can only sit there and be like, Jack, yes, you're right. Or Jack, I did this. Or Jack, I was this person. Or I was wrong. You know? But nobody can just say that they fucked up. Because the thing is if you think about it, I fucked up. I'm the one. You good night, man. Have a good night, Sean. Talk to you later, bro. Have a good morning, bro. But the thing is that Joe, every time you talk to her and you tell her something and you say something to her, she always makes it out that I was the wrong person. So you know what? I'm willing to say, yes, it was me. It was all me. I was the one that fucked up the relationship. I was the one that did this. I was the one that did that. But you also want to know something? I'm the one that's loyal. Because when we were separated, I never went and hung out with anybody else. No, because I could never get anybody else to hang out with me. I went to my friends. I went to the people who are my so-called friends who basically told me, Jack, you should end it. You should get rid of her. You should not keep going on with her. Because you know what? If you both fight every night before you go to bed, or you both fight all the time, it's a shitty, toxic relationship. It's time for both of you guys to fucking say, it's over with and done with. You know? It's time for you to move on. And then people are like, well, maybe you should go get counseling. No, I'm not going to sit there and go to a counselor because in Minnesota, I'm going to tell you right now, in Minnesota, they're going to take a look at the guy right away and think, this guy abuses her. This guy treats her like shit. This guy does everything wrong. This guy does this. This guy does that. They never look for the good side because you know what? I've had friends of mine go to counseling And what happened? They bashed him. They bashed him down. I don't talk to them anymore because they're not my friends. Because they're not my friends. Because they don't talk to me anymore. They don't talk to me at all. But counseling is just a one-sided affair, especially in Minnesota, where pardon my French, where the swear jar. So that means I'm going to go home and put money in the swear jar tonight. So, yeah, the swear jar. Every time I swear, I put money in the swear jar. Yes, I do. So every time something happens in Minnesota that is a relationship between whatever, if there's a girl judge, 95% of the time, the man did the wrong thing. The man did the wrong thing. The girl gets what she wants, and the guy has to pay child support, has to pay for all this crap, has to do all this crap, the guy never gets anything. He starts trying to live his life, and the judge just comes and beats him down with a big, huge boxing glove and says, oh, you have to pay child support. Oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to do that. Because the guy is a deadbeat dad, is what she thinks. It never goes the guy's way. And that's always what happens. Because every goddamn woman in this world thinks that a man, especially judge, thinks that a man beats the crap out of his wife. But a man doesn't do that. A man sits back and goes, okay, I'm going to do whatever it takes to try to make it right, and I'm just going to go and live my life, go to work, try to make money, and try to make it right. And then they just hit him with child support, hit him with this, hit him with that, until he's bloody and beat down, and he can't take it anymore, and he tries so hard. But now you're probably thinking, okay, Jack, you're sexist. Well, no, I'm not. Everybody's seen the movies. Every time there's a good guy in the world, somebody beats him down. Because he's better than what everybody wants him to believe. Me, I'm a good guy. I never did anything wrong. Yeah, I may look at porn. Big deal. Who doesn't look at porn? Who doesn't think about, boobs and ass all the time? Sorry, but I'm going to put money in the swear jar. So, but every guy here in America thinks about it. Unless they have a way to block it out of their minds. But anytime you try to block something like that out of your mind, it rears its big ugly head and it comes back up. It does it all the time. All guys want to do is just live their lives and be happy. That's all they want. They want to find a wife that wants to cuddle with them. Not sit there and say, get that thing out of my face and never come back to me. If you put up a pillow in between both of you and a husband's trying to cuddle with you, that's an asshole move. Or that's a bitch move right there. Because a guy, all he wants to do is cuddle. He doesn't want to have sex all the time. I even said to you that sex in our relationship wasn't really something that I wanted. It's not something that is on my mind all the time when I'm with you. Because you don't even want to touch me. But a relationship should be 50-50. One way, not one-way street. Both of the people should love each other. They should comment on each other. Say how much they care about each other. Not sit here and go to bed hating the other person and sitting out on the couch all night long. That's not how a relationship works. That's not how a relationship works. A relationship is 50-50. Yeah. And I have never in my life have ever realized to myself that, you know what? Sometimes maybe I am better off alone. Because the reasoning is because, one, I don't have somebody to argue with me over something so stupid like, where do I go eat? Or what should we have for breakfast? Or what should we make for dinner? You know? I'm like, yeah, make what you want to make for dinner. I don't know. I always am happy with whatever she made. Because I always thought that she made it with love. I thought it was always good. I never told Jo that her cooking sucked. No. I was always happy that she cooked. And then I would cook sometimes. But I would always make something that I thought was good enough for everybody, but no. People hated it. I tried to do everything right, but I guess I'm not that great of a person. I guess I never really figured it all out. You know? I sometimes really don't understand what I ever did sometimes. I just sit here and I take it one freaking day at a time. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, is it so hard, in my life? Is it so hard in my life to figure out where the hell I went wrong? It's not that hard to figure out, man. It isn't. Because the one thing that you have to understand is that you do what everybody does. Or you do what you gotta do to make it in this world. If that's be happy, go be happy. If it's be miserable, be miserable. But I don't understand why all of a sudden, after 10 years of being with somebody, it turned out to be a big giant whirlwind, and 95% of it being my fault. Yeah, 95% of it being my fault. It was my fault that she lost her car. It was my fault that, we didn't work out. It was my fault that she came all the way over here from England to be with me. But the thing is that, I try so hard to make everything work too. I tried to get immigration together. I tried to do everything to make it right because I went to work when I first started living here. I worked in a job. And then she finally got a job that paid a little bit of money. And then we moved all the time. We didn't stay in a house. We couldn't stay anywhere because we always had to move all the time. But if we would have moved to St. Cloud right away and found a place in St. Cloud, maybe things would have been better. Who knows? Yeah. Because if I wasn't traveling 90 miles round trip every day for work, I probably would have been better off. But that's just me. That's just me being me. Because every time that I did something, it was always like it was my fault that this happened. It was my fault that we got kicked out of Danny's place. It was my fault that we got kicked out of fucking, what's his name's place in fucking, Sock Center. Swear jar. But, but every time, there was never anything good that I did. Because was there anything good that I did? No. Stepping up for my wife at Sock Center and telling the guys at Ream Kenworth that my wife is not a gold digger. Stepping up for her and being there for her and telling her that I love her and everything else, that's not good. That's being a bad guy. That's telling people that you don't care about me. I care about you. I care about you more than anything in the world. I did care about you. But now that we're over with, now that it's over with and done with, Joe, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do to make you happy? What am I supposed to do? Literally. Because there's nothing I can do. Because you'll never take any money from me because you're always going to think then I'm going to throw it back in your face. Well, maybe if you would, use the money that I give you to like pay off debts and stuff like that, instead of just trying to cover your rent all the time or something like that, maybe it would have been a little bit different. But we never had enough money to take care of anything, and you were always yelling at me because I was eating out. Well, you want to know something? I couldn't take lunch with me because, one, I never could get up early enough to make it, and I was lazy about that. But the thing is that I was able to go out to eat and work and everything else. It was just that we didn't have money for other things, and we didn't have money for a lot of things, but we still made it work. We tried real hard. We had dogs we had to take care of. We had kids that we had to take care of. We had everything, But I'm not going to sit here and keep on going on about this like an old record song and wasting my fucking time. Swear jar. But the thing is that I just want you to get this paperwork done so we don't have to worry about this anymore. Because I'll tell you right now, I obviously know that you don't care anymore. Because I send you messages on TikTok, or not TikTok, but Snapchat. I send you messages on Snapchat, and it takes you like 7 days or 20 days to even get back to me because you don't really give a flying F what I say. Swear jar. You don't give a crap what I say. You don't care about what I have to say anymore. And you want to make sure that you're doing the paperwork right because you think that nothing's going to come back to you. You think that nothing's going to happen to you. You think that everything's going to be screwed up and everything else. Well, you want to know something? We could have done this paperwork together. But you want to know something that involves you looking at me, and that involves you having a conversation with me instead of turning your head the other way and looking away. You have to have a conversation with me to work this out. I mean, none of us have money to pay for a lawyer. So I don't know why you're trying to go get a lawyer or you're trying to go get something because you think I'm going to screw you over. Well, no, I'm not going to screw you over. I'm going to take care of my responsibility. I'm going to take care of my stuff. That's my bills. Like I took care of my car payment. So why can't you take care of your car payment? Why can't you pay your car? I paid my car. I'm paying my car right now. I'm making it work. I'm driving with it the way that it is, but I'm making it work. Because that's what I'm doing. You got yourself a Mini Cooper. I mean, you have one that's like a 2005, but you're trying to make it work. But I told you you should have kept, or you should have got a second job. And then you would never have lost that one that you had. Or you could have put yours in my garage and drove my car. They would have never taken the car if I was able to pay for it. Because I was trying to get it paid for. I was trying to get a loan for both of us. I was trying to rebuild my credit score so I could get a high enough thing to get a loan for over $40,000 to pay off my car, your car, and all of our debts so that we could get this all caught up. But the thing is now I'm getting all these, things because I'm building my credit score back up because, that Synchrony bank card done fucked us over, swear jar, done effed us over, for so much money because we were sitting here letting that just build up and screw up our credit. And then this Ally thing, that screwed up everything because, that made me drop down to about 7, or, that made me go from an 800 credit score down to a 532, which is almost 300 points, which is BS. But you want to know something? I'm making it back up. I'm making it back up so that I can get more of a credit score. I'm paying off a lot of my debts. I paid off that stupid Synchrony card. I paid off my Destiny card. I paid off my Capital One card. I'm doing things to pay off stuff so that I can turn around and make it better for us. I'm trying to, but you want to know something? There is no more us. There is no more us. There is no more anything, because you want it over with, and I want to live my life. I want to be happy. You want me to be happy? Get this paperwork done. I don't want ISIS to come to your house and send you out of here. I don't want that to happen. I just want you to be happy. Live your life and, do what you got to do. But the thing is, Joe, is we are not people that are able to pay off all these debts right then and there. So we have to take our time. Time, that thing that we don't have, that biological clock that keeps on spinning, because you want to go back home and you want to get there, but that costs money. But you want to know something? I want to get to the promised land, and I want to be happy, but that costs money. I understand that. So why don't we get ourselves figured out with what we need to do? Maybe you should go get a loan. Maybe you should go get something to help you pay off your ally stuff. You're trying to, you say you are, but the thing is that it can only happen if you want it to. And I know that you have Sunday and Monday off, so you got time to go get some things taken care of. You do. But you have got to understand that there is more to life, and we're all trying to work on getting this stuff done. I know we are. So we're working on it, because that's what we keep on doing. We keep on telling ourselves, hey, we'll work on this, we'll get it all figured out when the time comes. But that is what we all do. Everybody works on things. But we all just have to keep on going and getting it done. So you know what? I'm basically telling you, yes, I made the mistake. I'm the worst guy in the world, and I'm sorry you wasted your time on me, and you wasted everything on me to come here and be with me when you could have just stayed in England and never had to deal with any of this problem. Because this problem right here is the one that ruined your entire life. So I am just going to sit here and say that I ruined your entire life, and I want you to get this stuff done so that this problem is no longer a bother to you anymore. Because the thing is obviously from day one, you never were going to be happy with me. We were always going to be a one-sided relationship. And I'm sorry that we had to bring, Louie and Ruby into this. I'm sorry that they don't like me and they hate me. They think that I'm just a bad guy. Well, I'm sorry that I ruined their lives. I'm sorry that I was never the dad for them. Sorry that I was just a waste of space in this entire world. Because you know what? I'm going to go live my life, and maybe someday, just someday, somebody's going to come around and they're going to make me feel great. But you know what? I don't even know if that even is possible anymore. I mean, because all I do is get BS profiles come up into my life and tell me, hey, what's going on? Or, hey, good looking, what do you want? And I turn around and I say, you know what? I want what everybody wants. Somebody to be truthful. Somebody to be upfront and honest. Somebody that's going to video chat with them and not be a fake profile of a guy living in a bunker in Kenya. Because you want to know something? I'm tired of it. Because I'm just trying to live my life every day, go to work for 100 to 120 hours every 2 weeks, make enough money to live off of and enjoy myself while paying for healthcare benefits and all sorts of good stuff for me, because that's what I need to make it through this life. Because you know what? I need to be able to make it through this life, because if I don't make it through this life, then I shouldn't even be around anymore. But I'll tell you right now, it just needs to be done. You want me out of your life? You want this problem gone? Well, then get the paperwork done. Quit dangling it over my head like a carrot and let me live my life. Because the thing is that you say that I never wanted this relationship. You say that I was always the one that was always talking about how I wanted it over. I wasn't saying that I wanted it over. I wanted it done. I wanted it fixed so that both of us could be happy. That's what I wanted, was both of us to be happy before we came into each other's lives and fucked it all up. Swear jar. Well, I'm going to be putting like $100 in the swear jar tonight, because I'll tell you right now, I'm trying my best not to swear anymore, because, you know, I want to make this right. But everybody is just sitting there watching me fail. You know, I had somebody tell me, I had a priest tell me that God doesn't want to stop loving you, and God doesn't want you to fail. God wants you to go forward in life. Well, you know what? I've been hurt and catfished and ghosted so much by everybody that I've almost lost faith in God. Because the thing is, I don't even know what I want to do anymore. I don't even know what I can do anymore. I'm hurt so damn much that I'm tired of being a loser. I'm tired of people saying that I'm a loser, that I'm a failure, that I'm a nobody. I'm tired of my parents not even wanting me around with them. Because, you know, I wanted to do something with them on Memorial Day, but I didn't do anything with them because I thought I was going to be an embarrassment to them. I was going to be a problem. I mean, they can call me and tell me that something's going on, but they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me. They hate me. At least I think they do. Because every time I'm the one that has to call them. You know, I've talked to Katie before. And I've like said, Katie, why is it that mom and dad don't want to talk to me? And she goes, well, I don't know. But that's what I keep on asking myself. I don't know why mom and dad don't want to talk to me. I don't know what I ever did to them. Maybe it's because they spent so much money on me that, you know, maybe they're done. Maybe they gave up on me because they're tired of me being a problem to them too. You know, because that's how I feel. I feel I'm a problem to my own parents. I just really don't know what I ever did. You know, in the movie Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson, you know, Mel Gibson is this one, he's a cop. And he's the one that always goes out there and he puts his job on the line. He puts his life on the line. Well, I do the same thing for my company. I put my life on the line every day, trying to help people, trying to get them home from the airport. But you guys think, oh, that's not really a big thing. Any asshole can do that. Swear jar. Yeah, anybody can drive an Uber and pick up people from the airport. But it's not just picking up people from the airport. It's making sure that their luggage gets back and gets in the vehicle. It's making sure they get home safe. It's driving down the interstate with all these stupid people who are on their phones, texting all the time and doing stuff. Well, my phone's in a hands-free device right now. Yeah, my phone's in a hands-free device. It's already set up. Basically, I'm driving, and I'm not touching my phone. I don't have my phone in my hand or in my crotch, like watching everybody. I went by a state trooper today. A state trooper driving a black SUV, and he had a cell phone in his hand, and he was also playing with his computer. Yeah, he was doing stuff on his computer in his cruiser. A state trooper. And I'm like, really? You pull people over for that? But I don't know his license plate number. I don't know his badge number, so I don't really care who it is. But the thing is that I saw it. And everybody saw it on my van as well. They were like, dude, that was a state trooper and he was on his computer? You know, the one thing is that I'm not a narc, and I'm not trying to narc on anybody, and I'm not trying to bring anybody down, but I see it all the time when I drive down the road. I see people on their cell phones, like it's religiously. They're on their phones like they're trying so hard to get all these text messages and stuff done that they're thinking that their phone is going to drive their car for them. But I don't know what I ever, I'm not a person who wants to sit here and bash people all the time. I don't. But I just want to be safe down the road, and I don't need some jackwagon trying to text message his girlfriend and tell him that he's on his way, and then all of a sudden he jerks the car and goes into a lane and takes out 3 or 4 cars. But I don't understand why people just can't freaking stay off their damn cell phones for, the right amount of time to get them to their destination. Who cares? Who cares what's on your phone? I'm on a hands-free device, so I'm doing fine. Yeah, I'm legit. I'm hands-free. I'm not touching my phone. I set my program up so that I could talk to you guys, hands-free device, still drive my van and do my job. It's like a taxi cab confessional. It's like a podcast that's on the move while I'm driving, but I'm not touching my phone. That's the thing you gotta understand. But I'm able to drive down the road. I'm able to have a conversation and chew gum at the same damn time. Because one, I'm not going 100 miles an hour down the road. I'm only going 67 miles an hour. Speed limit 70, so I'm going 3 under. So I must be doing something right. But the one thing that I have to figure out all the time is, why was I dealt this hand on this for this relationship, and why am I being ghosted, catfished, and burned all the time by fake profiles of people that aren't even legit or real? I mean, I would never do that to somebody. I would never get online and break a girl's heart or break anybody's heart unless I got to know who they were. I would never say, oh, hey, my phone sucks. I don't want to video chat with you because I don't want to talk to you. I video chatted with 2 other people before. I video chatted with Abby, and I video chatted with this girl named Lilith. I haven't talked to them since after I video chatted with them because I got to meet Abby. And I had something happen when Abby and I were together. I had the thing that happens to all men. We get cold feet. We can't perform in the bedroom, so we get embarrassed and we fucking leave. Swear jar. That's what happened to me. So I got embarrassed and I left. And I told Abby it wasn't her. It was all me. Because the thing is it was. I took my responsibilities for my faults, and I did it. I went home. I cried. I beat the crap out of myself, and I hate myself for what happened. And I realized to myself that not being with somebody is probably much better for myself. Because maybe once you lost somebody that you really had feelings for, or that you knew was going to just, or that you didn't know was going to just say that it was over after an ultimatum, maybe that ruined me. So maybe Joe is the last girl that I'm ever going to be with. and I'm never going to be able to have another one. I'm going to be single for the next 10 years of my life, because I'll probably be dead after 10 years. Because, mental health ruins guys. Being alone ruins guys. If guys don't think that they're good enough for any girl, they end up killing themselves. They end up throwing themselves off of a bridge. They end up blowing themselves away, hanging themselves in their house, drinking themselves to death. But that's not me. I'm not going to do any of that shit because I don't want to. Swear jar. I'm going to basically try to live my life and be happy for myself. But I know it's going to be hard. And I know I have to get through it. It's got to be my superpower. It's got to be something that I can do. So what I do is I keep talking to you guys. I keep talking to you guys like you guys are my video diary. This is something that I want to do, is talk to you guys about my life and my problems and everything else. Because you know what? There's not a lot of people out there that are willing to have a conversation with other people like this stuff. But you want to know something? I'm willing to. And you guys can make fun of me all you fucking want to. Swear jar. You can make fun of me all you want to. But, it's just going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to go down in history as one of the biggest and most prominent things that ever happens in my life. Because, you know what? I messed up. I messed up. Yes, I did. It's one of those things that you just can't sit there and you just keep on trying to make it right, but it always keeps on turning around and biting you in the butt. It's hard. I talk to my best friends, Miranda and Chris. Miranda and Chris are like the greatest and wonderful people in the world. I had a thing for Miranda before Chris came along, but I never said anything to Miranda. I never told her how much I felt about her. But, she knows. And I liked Miranda. I really did. But I see those two together, and I think, God, what a great relationship. What a great family they got. Somebody obviously blessed them with the right kind of answers or questions, and that's why they're doing so good. That's why they're together. Now, see, I don't know what happened to me and Joe, but when Joe and I, started realizing to ourselves that we were not really going to be good for each other, we wanted it over with, but, wanted it over with, but we couldn't really, get it over with because we had to live in the same house. And then I wanted to go move closer to St. Cloud so I could be to work, because that's where I was working. I was working for Trobex bus service. And then I got the job back at Groom. And when I got the job back at Groom, I told them, hey, I was going to move to St. Cloud. Well, actually, when I got to Trobex, I actually got the house. But I told Groom I was, closer to St. Cloud. They were like, dude, that's awesome. We'll work you 6 days a week. And I thought that was cool, because I was putting in 2 jobs. But now it's like I'm putting in 2 jobs, but I'm working 120 hours every 2 weeks. But, maybe if Groom would start turning around and paying us $18 to $22 an hour, maybe things would be different. But, hey, I want to continue to just keep going to work and being happy, because I love doing this job for Groom. Because that's the kind of way that I feel. Yeah. But the thing is that we just need to take it one day at a time. And it's really hard to take it one day at a time. It's one of those things that just turns its ugly head around and nips at us all the time. But see, I talked to Megan Wingard last night, Tony's wife. And Tony and Megan, they're living their lives and they're enjoying themselves. They're a great couple too. They're happy. I mean, we went to their wedding. And Joe and I were having problems the night of their wedding. We walked in there, the first thing that happened was it was all a fight. And it never got better. No, it never got better. So I never knew what was ever going to happen. But you want to know something? At least I can sit here and say that I was the one that caused 90% of the fights, because it was always my problem. I was the problem. I've always thought that I was the problem in everybody's life. That's why I'm always saying sorry all the time. I'm always sorry for everything that I've ever done to everybody, because you know what? I've probably been a problem in your life. I've been a problem to everybody. I'm the problem child. You know, that's how I'm always supposed to be. The problem child. The one that never, ever can make anybody happy. The one that causes nothing but problems. The mistake. Yeah, I tell my dad that I'm the greatest mistake he ever made. That's how I feel. You know, my dad's made some mistakes in his life, and I'm the number one. The reasoning is because I can't even, you know, sit there and fathom the fact that my parents, I don't even understand, you know, sometimes that my parents, I get it, you know. I understand that I'm a problem. I've been that way since I was a kid, causing nothing but problems. Babysitters not wanting to babysit me because I'm a little piece of shit. I'm a little bastard. I'm a little, you know, problem. I'm a little this, that, and the other. I mean, everything's so hard. Is that a tank? Oh, no, it's a roller. I thought there was a tank on the side of the road. It's like, what the hell's a tank doing here? Fell off the back of a truck, I guess. It's like something out of GTA. No. But that's how I feel. You know? I feel like the outsider that just doesn't go anywhere. But it's all good, man. I have people sit here every day and tell me that everything is going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. God's going to love you. God's going to look down on you and tell you that everything's going to be fine. God's going to bless you with money so that you can take care of all your problems and all your debts. And you're going to start fresh and be baptized. No, I'm probably going to wake up in a pool of blood, of red water. Because I'm probably just going to end it all and say, why do I need to be here? Why do I need to be here? Because, I mean, who even wants me around? I mean, every day. I mean, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about my lives, and you're tired of hearing about me, and you're wondering, you know, Jack, you know, why are you always talking about being down and being depressed? Well, you want to know something? I'm never happy. Look, guys, you know, when I was always around you and I was always being happy, it was because I was never down. Because I had everything going my way. But you want to know something? I did everything to help you guys out. And, you know, I gave you money. I did things for you. I helped you out. You know, I told you that, hey, you can borrow money from me, and you can pay me back whatever you want to. You can do things for me and pay me back whenever you want to. But I'm never going to be mad at my friends, because I think that's how my friends like me. Is because I give them things. I mean, just recently, I've gone up to the car shows at Minnesota After Dark, and I've bought I've bought food for people. I've spent, pretty penny, $100 here, $100 there. I've, spent money on people. I bought cheeseburgers for them. I think people actually like me. So I think that, it's fine that I'm buying them food and everything. But when they start to expect it all the time, then I'm really starting to think to myself, am I just being used, or am I just, or do people really like me? Well, I never really know. Joe used to always tell me that my friends used to use me all the time. All of my friends, all they did was use my ass. Nobody ever really liked me around. Nobody wanted me to be there. No, they just used you. Nobody cares about you, Jack. The one person that cares about you is me. And I'm like, Joe, you talk down to me and you belittle me as well. You make me feel like I should just, load one in the chamber and pull the trigger and be done. Because, if that's how it's got to be to get you out of my mind like that, yeah, maybe that's the way it's got to go. Because, that's how it always is for every other guy. These guys do things for all these girls in their lives. And then one day the girl tells the guy he's not good enough. And you know what he does? He goes and kills himself. Or kills somebody else. So he has to go to jail. But I'm not going to kill anybody else. I'm not going to do anything that stupid. I'm just going to live my life and try to be happy. Because that's all I want to do. All I want to do is be happy. I want to make people happy. I want to spread Christmas cheer 365 days a year. I want to be KamoKlauZ. That's what I want to do. That's my life. I want to do things for people. I want to be an ordained minister. I want to do Christmas weddings. I want somebody to say, hey, we got married by KamoKlauZ. I mean, how cool is that? Or JakKlauZ. We got married by JakKlauZ. How cool is that? My son got baptized by JakKlauZ. That's awesome. Because the thing is that I'm going to turn over to somebody who I think is going to be the only family that I ever need, and that's Christ. Because that's the only thing I got going for me. At least I think so, anyway. Somebody has to help me out. My life can't be just falling apart all the time. I can't be falling into an acid reflux Tums coma every night. Eating so many Tums all the time because you're afraid of eating taking Prilosec because you don't want to get Alzheimer's. You don't want to take any over-the-counter omeprazole anymore because you don't want to die. I'm so afraid to do something because I'm so afraid that I might die alone. Because I'm not supposed to be happy. There's not a day that goes by that I don't sit here and think that I'm just the worst person in the entire world. But a lot of people talk about me. There are people in St. Cloud that are part of a group or an organization, and they see me and they think, oh yeah, there goes that pedophile, or there goes that guy who drives around in that little Mini Cooper that's red, white, and blue with a flag on the back of it because he's trying to be like the St. Cloud Superman, or or he's a pedophile, or he's a guy who's nothing but problems, you know. But no, I buy him cheeseburgers and everything's fine. You know, I do everything that I possibly could do to make people think that I'm a pretty decent guy. You know, I would give my shirt off my back to somebody else. I would literally give my house to somebody if they needed to live there. You know, if they didn't want me around, but I'd, go do something else. You know, if I have the money to. You gotta understand, I have to have money to be able to do stuff to help you out. But the thing is because I do things for people, because I just do it because I think that, you know what, if I do it for somebody, then maybe they'll do it for me. But maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just be like, Jack, maybe you need to calm down and stop, helping out all the people all the time. And then you know what? I won't have any friends. Dude, shut up. You know what, Mr. fucking Twitch person, swear jar? Why don't you go shut up? Why don't you go tell the chicks that lick the microphones to remove the space? Okay? Why don't you tell them? Why don't you tell the girls that lick the microphones and pretend they're having sex with somebody to remove the space? Because those are the stupid bitches that do all that crap, on the stupid microphones because they're trying to think that they're having sex. They don't need to sell themselves like that. They don't need to make that stupid noise and sounding like a goddamn cow chewing on some cud. Okay? So why don't you go off my page and shut up, Mr. Machine Gamer Changer Caddy, whatever your damn name is, and screw off. Because you know what? I'm not removing no space. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't even save the thing on there. Because Twitch is just another form of platform that I go live to. You know what? I don't even save it onto Twitch. So you can just eat it, alright? Shut up. Don't watch. Oh, I'm sorry that people can't watch you play Fortnite or Roblox, you stupid pedophile. Well, that's what they always say to me. They always say, oh, I'm blocking Twitch because I'm taking up space, because I'm talking about my problems, my stories. Yeah, I'm sorry. Shut up. Maybe if Twitch had more of a platform where people paid for stuff, maybe they would watch it a little bit more. But everybody has to, everybody wants to use free space all the time. Yeah. Well, I'm going to put money in my swear jar tonight because I know I have to, because, I've been scoring points for the afterlife here, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. I mean, it's just like my friend Dan. My friend Dan did something that was in his past. Somebody posted up on a group, and now he's not allowed to go to any car shows. But I miss the hell out of the guy. I love the guy. I think Dan's a really cool dude. I miss him. I wish he would come to the car shows. I wish that he would be around. But, that's neither here nor there. But the thing is that, I try to live my life every day like it's my last day on this earth. And I think, it's going to come. And someday, everybody can sit there and just say, oh, Jack was a great guy. Jack was really cool. Jack was really fun. And he lived his life. But he ended up taking his life because he couldn't be happy anymore. He was tired of being ghosted and catfished. He was tired of being hurt. So I ended up doing something stupid because, the thing is that he was tired of being around. Because that's what happens. People get tired of always trying to fight to be happy. You know, fight for their right to party. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. But whatever, man. I live my life every day like it's my last day on this earth. I do what I have to do to survive. And you know, if that's too much to ask for, then it's too much to ask for. But I work on what I need to do. I try to do what I gotta do. You know, this empty space between my ears, they say is my brain. Well, it's in there. I have a brain, and I have fun. I'm not taking any drugs. I'm not, you know, smoking any pot. Well, weed would be good right about now, but the thing is that it's legal now, so it's okay. But I'm not doing heroin or crystal meth or shooting up or anything like that. I'm going outside and being positive. I'm living my life to the fullest. You know, the JakKlauZ show, because I want you people to understand that sometimes I have dreams about Angelina from Jersey Shore because she's hot, and someday I wish that she was mine because she needs a good man in her life, somebody who's not going to cheat on her, somebody who's not going to be mad at her, you know, and give her babies. I'll give her babies. I'll give her whatever kind of baby she wants. And you know what? She has the baby with me. She can tell me to go bite myself. But the thing is that I'm so used to being told to leave people alone. Because the one thing, I always am nice to girls. Like, I open doors for them. I do all this nice stuff to them. And what do? They always turn around and say, oh, I have a boyfriend. Or, get away from me, you creep. Or, you know, leave me alone, douchebag or pedophile or whatever. And they hurt my feelings. It hurts my feelings. It makes me feel like I'm just a giant and nobody wants me around. But, you know, I really don't know what I do sometimes. But I try really hard to make it work. Oh, yes, I do. .494 East closed. Highway 110 to 77 used detour. Okay. Well, when do we have to use the detour? Because it should be coming right around the corner. Who knows? But one of the things that you have to understand is that there is a thin line that we're living in right now, and it's just so hard to swallow, because sometimes you work, you know, so hard to live your life and be happy, but other days it just takes something so messed up that somebody says to make your whole entire day make you feel like you just want to jump off a bridge. It happens. Yeah, it happens. Because there are people out there all the time that just sit there and go like, well, hey, if a girl doesn't think that I'm worth the ground I walk on, then maybe nobody else needs me around, so then maybe I'll just go up on top of this office building and just jump off. Or go on top of this bridge and jump off. Because what do I need to be around here for? You know? Because that's how sometimes people feel. Because we feel like nobody in this world wants us around, so we just have to end it. And that's another reason why we have Mental Health Month. Because there's a lot of guys out there that feel like they've done the right thing, they've paid the child support, they've done the right thing, and And then all of a sudden, the mother just doesn't want them around anymore. And then the next girlfriend that comes along doesn't want them around. And then they think, hey, if none of these girls want me around, who else wants me around? Nobody? So they end up blowing themselves away. Or they end up crashing their car. Or killing somebody else. Or going out and doing a whiskey lullaby. Meaning that they drank their life away. You know, I sit here and I talk about the Rocky speech all the time. You know, it's not how you get hit, it's how you take the hits and keep on going. And that's how winning gets done. And that's, you know, and that's how it is, you know. But, you know, however Rocky's speech goes from whatever, but the thing is that Rocky, you know, that's an inspirational speech to anybody. And I always sit there and I tell people, listen to that speech. You know, I'm telling people to go listen to a Rocky speech. Go listen to it and listen to it good. Because that's a good speech to listen to. But I'm not even taking the advice from it. Because the thing is that I'm always sitting here blaming myself for all the problems. Because that's what it is. It's all based on me. So I'm willing to take all the problems that come into my life and, you know, turn around and accept the fact that I was the one that fucked up. Swear jar. So the thing is that, you know, it's time for a person like me to realize to themselves that, you know, they have a lot of vibes. They have a lot of problems, and they need to figure it out. Because some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield, and some days you're smashing right through that damn windshield, and you're grabbing life by the horns, and you're saying, look dude, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. But, you know, sometimes that just doesn't happen. Sometimes you just have to take it one day at a time. But if you take it one day at a time, you know, how do you know if you're ready? How do you know if you're ready to go? But, you know, I sit here all the time and I say to myself, you know, I've been doing this for almost, you know, 30 some years, man. I've been doing this for a while now. I've been fighting life and fighting with the man in the mirror every night, because the thing is that nobody else wants to fight with the man in the mirror. Everybody wants to go, hey man, well, if you're gonna let me in, dude, let me in. If not, don't run my ass off the fucking road. Because we all have to get over anyway. Well, yeah, because everybody's got to get over because it goes to one friggin' lane. Moron. Yeah, see? One lane, dumbass. Really? Fucking trying to run my ass off the fucking road, you fucking idiot. Oh, I'm putting money in the swear jar for your stupid ass. God, I hate dumb people. Well, yeah, it even says the lane ends and this dumbass is going right into the cones. Like a stupid moron. There were cones! Because you're a dumbass! So many freaking people are so dumb in this stupid world. God, what a bunch of morons. Or an idiot. Yes, this guy's an idiot. Ah, shit. I'm going west, that's right. not east. I'm going west. What? Oh, I'm going east. Yeah, I'm going east, dude. Yeah, because they closed the airport road again down here from Friday at 10 a.m. to Monday at 5 a.m. So you got to drive down to the airport. Yeah, you got to go all the way down to this other road. Yeah, you go all the way down past this other road here, and then yeah, you go to Edina. Yep. Yeah. Just look for the airport. Yeah. It's not hard. You basically just come back up the other side. But anyway, I mean, that's what things, that's how things go in life, dude. People just try so hard to figure out what they have to do, And that's just how life is. I mean, we have a car show tonight. Yeah, we have a car show tonight, up at home. And I was trying to tell the people from Minnesota United Minis to, come hang out if they want to, but they're probably not going to, because they're a lot older people. They're more seasoned people than we are, so, yeah. I miss the Minnesota United Minis people. Yeah. Never. You'll never get me alone. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think this is where the airport is. I have no idea. Yeah. Well, dude, I'm coming on the exit ramp. If you want to, run my ass off the road, you're more than welcome to. Yep. Dude, would you, stop going up my ass? Really, douchebag? God, get the fuck off my ass, dude. Well, that's what everybody does. For some odd reason, you come off of an exit lane and they're like, oh, you're in my face. Well, no shit, douche nuts. Well, yeah, I don't understand why people can't drive down a road. They don't know how to drive down a road, obviously. No. I hate people. No, because every time you do something, sometimes it just makes it all harder than hell, I have no idea where I'm going. No. I'm trying to go to the airport. That's what I'm trying to do. Hey, man, get off my ass! Turn your fucking brights off, dude. My God. Come on. Get up here. Get up here. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you fucking like the brights in your fucking face? Fucking moron. God, you fucking douchebag. Well, I mean, my God, turn your fucking brights off, asshole. Well, I mean, my God, dude. Seriously. Hello. Well, I mean, my God, that's all it fucking seems to be. It's like every fucking damn day, it's like one thing after another. Well, I don't even know where I'm going. I have no idea. I'm trying to go to the airport is what I'm trying to do. I have no idea where the fuck I'm going. No? Well, I'm trying to go to the airport, but I can't go to the airport because I have no idea where the airport is. Because I don't know where the airport is on 62 because I've never gone this way before. No, I don't go this way. No, I don't. No, I don't. I just pull it out of my ass. Well, because the thing is that the road doesn't fucking go where you want it to go. You gotta fucking pull it out your goddamn ass. Well, yeah, because I don't know where we're going. I've never been here before. No, you gotta go all the way around this fucking stupid goddamn road just to find the exit because, one, they can't freaking do this kind of shit when they don't have anybody else around, and then people block your lane because they're like, oh yeah, you know. Well, because I don't know where I'm going. I have no idea where I'm going. Yeah. Why do we give a flying fuck about the air quality? You know, who gives a shit about the fucking air quality? I mean, obviously nobody gives two shits about the air quality because they just go outside anyway. It's the same thing with the government. Talk about COVID. Oh yeah, that killed my friend. That's a fucking... Why do they put the signs like right where they're not supposed to be? Yeah. Well, they put them like right where they're like not supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, so you come back and the airport's like right over there or something. I don't know. I have no clue where the fuck the airport is. I'm just winging this shit, dude. Yeah, I'm just winging this shit like I'm supposed to. And this is the lanes for the airport. Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's got to be a better fucking way to go to the airport. I can tell you that right now. Well, there has to be a better way to go to the airport. You can't be running around like a chicken with your fucking head cut off. I have no idea. Oh, fuck. My neck hurts all the time. I want to go to the airport. That's what I want to do. Yeah. back on the airport. Yeah, because this is what it does. It goes all the way down by IKEA. And you're back to the... Yeah, because this is the Great Wolf Lodge. Yeah, so this is the Great Wolf Lodge. So you're coming back around after all this friggin'... Yeah, and now you're going back to the airport. Yeah. This is like a big, huge, giant clusterfuck. Yeah, now you're going back around and you're going to the airport now. Oh, yeah. I gotta go to Terminal 2 and Terminal... Yeah, I'm gonna go to Terminal 2 and pee. But anyway, guys, you know, I'm sorry you had to listen to my podcast today because I'm upside down and ranting and raving and mad about myself over something so small, but it's just one of those things that seems to bother me sometimes, and I just can't figure it out anymore, and I really don't know what to do anymore sometimes. I just really just go home sometimes and I grab a hold of something and, you know, hold on tight and sit there and think to myself, is there anything wrong with me? And if there is, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Like I said, you know, it's just one of those things that happens. You know, and I try so hard to make everything right. I try to be happy when I know that when I know I'm never going to be happy. And I just, you know, think, hey, you know, Jack, you're going to do just fine, I guess. Because someone says you are. There's so many people who've told me, Jack, you're going to be fine. You have nothing to worry about. Your life is going the right direction, and you're going to be able to pull this out of the air, and you're going to be able to figure out how to do this. You know? Because it's got to happen. But, hey, you know, we'll figure something out. We will. We just will. We'll figure it out so much that it's going to kill me. I think so, anyway.